Dear Illumination and Substack Mastery community, today I created an inspiring interactive audio podcast for you to join as a new initiative called Ripple Effect 2025, Child Sponsorship Initiative by Illumination Community. Please share this video and linked resources in the description of this post to invite all your fellow writers, readers, friends, family, and others to this campaign in 2025. Let's make a ripple effect via writing platforms like Medium, Substack, and social media platforms. Please consider making a video about your plans and sending it to our channel. I will publish and amplify them for you. Thank you for joining this altruistic activity.
Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're going to be looking at a really interesting idea.
Okay.
The idea that you as a writer or even a reader can help combat child poverty around the world.
Wow.
We're diving into a newsletter by Dr. Mehmet Yildiz.
Okay.
He's an author and editor on Medium.
Right.
And he's laid out this pretty powerful vision for 2025.
It's pretty fascinating how he manages to connect individual generosity with global impact, right?
Yeah.
And he really uses storytelling as a catalyst for that.
That's awesome.
We'll be kind of looking at some of the things that he's talking about, the realities of poverty, and then, the emotional impact of actually connecting with the person.
Yeah.
And then how small actions can actually create a ripple effect.
So get ready to be inspired.
Yeah.
Dr. Yildiz starts by painting this really kind of stark picture.
Yeah.
And he calls it the centibillionaires and the forgotten billions.
Huh. Yeah, and he's really trying to highlight the gap between the ultra wealthy and those who are struggling for basic survival.
Right.
And he makes this point that you've got people like Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Bernard Arnault, they're investing billions in personal ventures.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we have a staggering 8.5% of the global population living on less than $2.15 a day.
Wow. So that's
a lot of people.
It's almost 700 million people, right?
Yeah.
And we're not just talking about some far-off problem, right? This is happening right now.
Right, that's happening right.
And Dr. Yildiz really emphasizes that this is happening especially in sub-Saharan Africa.
Right.
Where a heartbreaking 250 million people are facing hunger every day.
Yeah, that's really sad.
So to really kind of bring it home, I guess, he shares a personal story about sponsoring a child named Mamadou.
Yeah.
And he describes the emotional impact of receiving Mamadou's letters.
It's really cool how that kind of personal connection just fuels this passion for change. It's really neat.
And that leads us to Dr. Yildiz's 2025 vision.
Oh, okay.
This is a three-pronged plan to tackle this issue head-on.
So, what's the first step?
Well, first of all, he's donating all proceeds from his upcoming book, Cortisol Clarity, to child sponsorship.
Oh, wow.
So he's really putting his money where his mouth is.
Yeah, that's a bold move.
Then he's also leveraging his platform on Medium.
Okay.
So he's created a writing prompt encouraging others to share their own stories about child sponsorship using the hashtag Ripple Effect 2025.
So it's he's tapping into the power of storytelling and trying to get a collective narrative going around this.
He's inviting other people to join the chorus.
Yeah, exactly.
And then to inspire action, he's compiling his own memoirs about his experiences with child sponsorship.
Wow, that's a multifaceted approach.
It is.
This is a great example of how someone can use their skills and influence for a greater purpose.
Right.
He's not just writing a check. He's using his voice. He's using his platform to amplify the message, get other people involved.
He's not just limiting it to people who can sponsor a child directly.
Right.
He's encouraging everybody to research reputable organizations.
Yeah.
Like World Vision Save the Children, Compassion International.
He also emphasizes that sharing stories, even starting conversations about this, can be really impactful. Just raising awareness, fostering empathy, encouraging action at all levels.
He's issued a call to action, specifically challenging writers to use their craft to highlight the impact of child sponsorship.
Interesting.
So this is where the, writing prompt, Ripples of Hope, Stories of Impact Through Child Sponsorship really comes in.
So this is what he wants people to write about.
This is it.
Okay,
Yeah.
so what's that all about?
Well, this prompt encourages writers to explore, the impact of generosity on those living in extreme poverty,
Okay.
to share personal experiences with child sponsorship,
Okay.
and to really examine the broader consequences of individual actions.
Oh,
And to make sure these stories have a real-world impact, he's urging writers to end them with a clear call to action for readers.
Oh, so he wants to inspire other people to get involved in the movement, right?
Exactly.
So whether it's sponsoring a child, donating to a reputable charity, or even just starting conversations about child poverty in their communities.
Yeah, exactly.
Interesting.
What I find really insightful is Dr. Yildiz's emphasis on collective action. He recognizes that this isn't about one person single-handedly solving the problem.
Right.
It's about, a community of writers, readers, and compassionate individuals coming together to create a ripple effect of hope and change.
He's really tapping into that idea that even small actions, when you multiply them, can have a really big impact.
Right.
It's about starting a movement and getting everybody involved.
It's not just about charity.
Right.
It's about recognizing our shared humanity and taking responsibility for one another's well-being.
Dr. Yildiz is calling for a global shift in perspective, like a move toward a world where compassion and generosity are just woven into the fabric of society.
This is already such a rich and multi-layered deep dive.
Yeah.
We've seen the harsh realities of poverty contrasted with the potential of individual action,
Right.
all interwoven with the power of storytelling.
What really stands out to me is Dr. Yildiz's genuine belief in the power of individuals to make a difference.
Yeah.
He's not just throwing out abstract concepts.
Yeah.
He's giving us a path forward.
Yeah.
He's showing us how writers and readers can be agents of change and use their voices and actions to create a brighter future for children in need.
It's really inspiring to see someone with such a clear vision and, such a passionate commitment to making the world a better place.
Absolutely. And the beauty of it is that, anyone can join this movement.
Right.
You don't need to be wealthy.
Yeah.
You don't need to have a huge platform. You just need to have a compassionate heart and a willingness to act.
Okay, so let's unpack how Dr. Yildiz sees writers contributing to this movement.
Okay.
He's laid out some specific guidelines for those ripples of hope stories.
Okay.
And I think exploring them will give us, even more insight into his vision.
He wants people to write stories that captivate, that inspire action.
Right.
He wants them to think deeply about kindness and generosity and how those concepts actually play out in the lives of people living in extreme poverty.
He's encouraging writers to share their own experiences,
Yeah.
the connections they've made through, acts of generosity, the moments that have touched their hearts.
Oh, wow.
So he's really tapping into the power of personal narrative to illustrate the human impact of these actions.
That's great.
He doesn't shy away from tough questions either.
Oh, like what?
He wants writers to explore the broader impact of individual actions,
Okay.
how those small acts contribute to a larger movement for change,
Interesting.
how they create ripples that extend beyond a single life or family.
So connecting those personal narratives to a wider conversation about poverty, inequality, and the potential of collective action.
Right.
I see.
And to really drive the point home, he's asking writers to conclude their stories with a very clear call to action.
Yeah.
He wants to inspire action, empower readers to become agents of change.
It makes sense.
So to achieve this, he encourages writers to be really specific and direct in their calls to action.
Okay.
He wants them to tell readers exactly what they can do.
Right.
Sponsor a child, donate to a reputable charity, volunteer their time, or even just starting conversations about these important issues within their own communities.
He's giving them a roadmap for action, right?
Yeah.
Showing them they have the power to make a difference and giving them the tools to get started.
And he even suggests incorporating descriptive language, emotional scenes, and practical lessons into their stories.
He really wants those stories to resonate and stay with the readers.
Exactly.
Interesting.
It's like he's providing a blueprint for creating these really impactful narratives that can actually move people to action.
It's about using the power of storytelling to create that ripple effect of hope and change.
Right.
To empower people to make a difference and to contribute to a more just and compassionate world.
It's incredibly inspiring to see someone with such a clear vision and a commitment to using their platform to drive positive change.
Absolutely. And it's important to remember this isn't just Dr. Yildiz's thing, right?
Right.
He's inviting everyone, writers, readers, everyone, to join this movement.
Right.
Become a part of something bigger than themselves.
He's creating this space for collaboration,
Yeah.
for shared storytelling, for this collective effort to amplify the message
That's cool.
and create a ripple effect of hope that can reach those who need it most.
And that's what makes this deep dive so compelling.
Yeah.
It's not just learning about child poverty, it's about figuring out the power that we have to make a difference.
Recognizing that even small actions, when multiplied, can create this wave of change that can transform lives and build a brighter future for all.
That's a great point.
It's about finding our own unique ways to contribute.
Yeah.
Using our voices, our skills, our resources to create a world where every child has a chance to thrive.
Dr. Yildiz's vision offers us a really compelling roadmap for how to get there.
Yeah.
Combining personal action with collective effort.
Right.
Embracing the power of storytelling and recognizing that small act can create that ripple effect.
Exactly.
We can build a brighter future for all.
It really is inspiring.
It is. It's really inspiring to see somebody not just advocating for change, but like actually creating a framework for it to happen.
He's walking the walk.
Yeah.
He's showing us the power of individual action and the collective effort.
Right.
That's what makes this so compelling.
Absolutely.
Because not just talking about change, he's demonstrating how it's done.
And, you know, it's important to point out, like, this isn't about Dr. Yildiz taking center stage or anything. He's trying to build a community, right? Writers, readers, and just compassionate people who are committed to making a better world.
He's fostering this sense of shared purpose and responsibility, which can be a really powerful force for change.
It reminds us that we don't have to wait for someone else to solve these problems. We can be part of the solution using what we have right now.
And that's a really empowering message.
It is.
Especially when it's easy to feel so overwhelmed by the scale of global issues.
It reminds us that each of us can make a difference.
Yeah.
And these small acts of kindness, generosity, they can really build a more just and compassionate world together.
It's about finding our own unique way that we can contribute.
Absolutely.
Using our voices, skills, resources to create a world where every child has a chance to thrive.
I think Dr. Yildiz gives us a good roadmap.
He does.
For how to get there.
Combining personal action, the collective effort.
Yeah.
Embracing that power of storytelling.
Absolutely.
Recognizing that every small act can create this ripple effect.
Yeah, we can really build a brighter future for everyone.
This deep dive has been so insightful.
Yeah, it really has.
Inspiring.
Inspiring.
It's challenged me to think about how I can use my own platform, resources to contribute.
Yeah.
It's a good reminder that we all have a role to play in creating a more equitable and compassionate world.
I couldn't agree more. It's like a call to action for all of us.
Yeah.
To step up, find those unique ways that we can contribute.
Right.
Embrace the power of collective action to create a brighter future for children in need.
Especially when we're facing what seem like insurmountable challenges.
Yeah.
Hope is never lost.
Yeah.
Change is always possible.
Always.
All right, so let's shift gears a little bit and talk about Dr. Mike Broadley and his story. Let's build a better world through child sponsorship.
Oh yeah, Dr. Yildiz highlighted that, right?
He did. He highlighted this piece as an example of the kind of storytelling that he's hoping to inspire.
This is a great example of how to combine personal experience
with, facts, a compelling call to action.
Dr. Broadley doesn't just talk about child poverty in the abstract.
Right.
He shares his own personal journey sponsoring children, even his adult children.
Yeah, he brings it to life by sharing that emotional connection to the cause.
Right.
He talks about the joy he found in sponsoring children.
Yeah.
And the impact it's had on their lives.
Right.
But also on his own.
He doesn't shy away from the hard facts either.
No, he doesn't.
He brings in those statistics on global child poverty.
Yeah.
He highlights this urgent need for action.
It's informative and engaging at the same time.
Yeah, it is.
The way he does it.
He weaves it into his personal story really well.
Yeah, it's a good demonstration of how to, present information in a compelling way.
Right.
And it's digestible too, right?
It is.
He doesn't just overload you with data.
Right.
But he uses it well to underscore how urgent the issue is.
Right.
And how, individual action can make a difference. What I found really effective was his clear call to action.
Yeah.
He doesn't just leave the reader informed or moved.
Right.
He gives them very specific steps they can take to get involved.
He encourages them to sponsor a child.
Yeah.
Even provides links to those organizations that can help them do that.
He does. And he suggests other ways to contribute as well.
Oh, like what?
Like donating to organizations that support children.
Yeah.
Volunteering for causes you're passionate about.
It's a very well-rounded and empowering call to action.
Yeah. It is.
It gives people a clear path forward no matter, their resources or their level of commitment.
It's like he's saying, here's how you can make a difference. Choose what resonates with you.
Yeah.
and take that first step.
I think that makes Dr. Broadley's story such a powerful example
It does.
of what Dr. Yildiz is trying to inspire.
It's personal, informative, emotionally resonant.
Yeah.
Offers a clear and actionable call to action.
It's a story that really stays with you.
It does.
You know, it makes you want to make a difference, contribute to a more just and compassionate world.
And that's really the core of this whole initiative.
It is.
Using storytelling to create this ripple effect.
Yep.
Empowering individuals to take action and collectively building a brighter future for children in need.
Dr. Broadley shows us that this vision is achievable.
Yeah.
Individual stories can make a difference.
Right.
And we all have the power to contribute to a more equitable and compassionate world. It's a call to action for all of us to embrace our stories,
Right.
share our experiences, connect with others,
Right.
use our voices to advocate for change.
Even when challenges seem insurmountable,
Yeah.
hope is never lost.
They're never lost.
And change is always possible, especially when we work together.
Especially when we work together.
With a shared vision for a brighter future for all.
Absolutely. And I think that's a really powerful message to carry with us as we move forward, both individually and collectively, in our effort to create a more just and compassionate world. It's about understanding that, you know, we're not just like these isolated individuals, right? We're part of this like global community.
Right.
And the things that we do, the actions that we take,
Right.
they can really affect other people.
Yeah.
In really profound ways.
It's a call to step out of our comfort zones a little bit.
Yeah.
And consider how we can contribute to something bigger than ourselves.
Absolutely.
And as we kind of wrap up this deep dive, I want to offer this final thought for you to consider.
Okay.
We've talked a lot about how powerful stories can be
Yeah.
in inspiring action, creating change.
Right.
But I think listening to stories, truly engaging with, the experiences of others can be just as transformative.
That's interesting. Yeah, we often focus on telling our own stories, but
Yeah.
what about hearing the stories of other people?
Yeah, and really like letting them impact you.
Yeah.
There's something really profound in that act of listening.
Yeah.
Allowing yourself to be moved, challenged, and inspired by the experiences of others.
Yeah.
It can really expand your worldview, deepen your empathy,
Yeah.
ignite a passion for creating a more just and compassionate society.
Absolutely.
So I really encourage you not only seek out stories that inspire you, but to really be an active listener.
Yeah.
Allow yourself to be touched by the stories of other people,
Yeah.
to learn from their experiences,
Absolutely.
and really let those stories shape your perspective and actions.
It's about recognizing that like every story matters, you know?
Right.
Every voice deserves to be heard.
Yeah.
And when we listen to each other,
Yeah.
we can really build a more understanding and compassionate world.
As we conclude this deep dive, I'd like to leave you with one final image to contemplate.
Okay.
Think back to that really powerful contrast Dr. Yildiz painted at the beginning.
Yeah.
The centibillionaires and the forgotten billions.
Yeah. That was powerful.
It's this stark reminder of these huge inequalities that exist in our world.
Yeah.
But it's also this really powerful call to action.
Yeah.
An invitation to bridge that gap
Absolutely.
through compassion, generosity,
Right.
and a collective commitment to change.
It's a challenge to rethink our roles in society,
Yeah.
you know, to go beyond just our own individual pursuits
Right.
and to consider how our actions can create a world that's more equitable for everybody.
What's so inspiring is that Dr. Yildiz isn't just presenting this problem.
Right.
He's actually offering a solution.
Yeah.
He's putting his own resources, his influence behind this movement.
Yeah, leading by example.
Leading by example, inviting us all to join him.
That's awesome.
He's highlighting the power of storytelling as a tool for change.
Yeah.
He's urging writers to craft narratives that not only inform, but also inspire action.
He wants those stories to go beyond statistics.
Right.
Really connect with people on a human level.
Yeah.
And just show that transformative power of compassion.
But he also recognizes that change doesn't just rest on writers. Right.
Right. He makes it clear that everybody has a role to play.
Whether it's sponsoring a child, supporting organizations working to combat poverty,
Yeah.
or just sparking conversations within our own communities.
Absolutely.
We can all contribute to building this more just and equitable world.
It's about like recognizing our shared humanity, right? Understanding that even the smallest acts of kindness,
Yeah.
when they're multiplied, can create this really powerful ripple effect.
So as we end this deep dive,
Yeah.
let's carry this message of hope and action forward.
Absolutely.
Let's be the change we wish to see in the world.
Be the change.
Embrace the power of storytelling, the importance of individual action.
Yeah.
And that transformative potential of collective effort.
Remember, even the smallest ripple can grow into a wave.
And together we can create a world where every child has the opportunity to thrive.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive.
Yeah, thanks for listening, everybody.
We hope it's, sparks something within you.
Yeah.
A desire to make a difference.
Make a difference.
And that belief that a brighter future is possible for everyone.
Until next time.
Keep diving deep.
And keep making those ripples.